Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I've got a story that's been haunting me for years. Like I say in every video, but this story is going to be very scary and creepy. So quickly put on your headphones and turn off all the lights in your room and imagine yourself in this situation. It all started about 5 years ago. I was driving home after visiting my parents in a small town in Virginia. It was late, around 11 p.m. I had a 6-hour drive ahead of me, and I was already exhausted. My GPS was acting up, losing signal in the middle of nowhere. Then, out of nowhere, a notification popped up. Faster route available, save 45 minutes. Who wouldn't take that, right? I accepted it without a second thought. The new route led me off the main highway and onto a narrow, winding road surrounded by thick forests. The kind of road where you barely see 2 cars in an hour. About 20 minutes in, I noticed something strange. The road signs were old, faded to the point of being unreadable. One of them looked like it had been clawed, as if an animal, or something else, had torn at it. But I convinced myself it was just an old, forgotten road. As I kept driving, I saw someone standing at the edge of the road ahead. It was a woman in a long white dress, her back turned to me. My headlights lit her up, but she didn't move. She just stood there, motionless. At first, I thought she might be stranded or in trouble. So, I slowed down, rolled down my window slightly, and called out. "Hey, do you need help?" She didn't respond. She didn't even turn around. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. Something felt wrong. I sped up to get past her, but as I glanced in the rearview mirror, she was gone. Not walking, not running, just gone. At this point, my rational mind was scrambling for an explanation. Maybe it was my tired eyes playing tricks on me, but deep down, I knew what I saw was real. About an hour later, I noticed my gas gauge was dangerously low. Panic set in. I was in the middle of nowhere. No streetlights, no signs of civilization, just trees. Then, like a miracle, I saw a flickering neon sign up ahead. Gas in rest. I pulled in and immediately felt uneasy. The place looked ancient, the pumps were rusted, and the building's windows were covered in grime. But I didn't have a choice. I parked and stepped out of the car. The air was heavy. It's hard to explain, but it felt like the world was holding its breath. As I walked to the entrance, I noticed something. The lights inside the gas station were flickering, and there was no one at the counter. Just rows of dusty shelves and an old cash register. I called out, "Hello, anyone here?" No answer. I turned to leave, but that's when I saw it. A handprint on the inside of the glass door, fresh, dripping red. I sprinted back to my car and sped off. My heart was racing, and I kept glancing in my mirrors, half expecting someone, or something, to be following me. That's when my car radio, which had been silent the whole drive, crackled to life. At first, it was just static. Then, a voice broke through.
"You shouldn't have stopped."
I slammed on the brakes, my chest tight with fear. The voice was cold and motionless, but somehow familiar. I turned the radio off, but the voice didn't stop. It was coming from inside the car. I drove like a madman, desperate to get off that cursed road. Finally, I saw a sign. Highway 81 miles ahead. Relief flooded over me. I'd made it out, or so I thought. As I turned onto the ramp, I saw them, figures standing on either side of the road. Dozens of them, men, women, children, all in old-fashioned clothes. Their faces were pale, their eyes hollow, and they were all staring at me. One of them stepped forward, a man in a black suit with a wide, brimmed hat. He raised his hand and pointed directly at my car. My headlights flickered, and for a moment, I swear I saw the woman in white sitting in my back seat. When I finally reached the main highway, everything stopped. The figures, the voice, the woman, they were gone, but my car. It had claw marks across the hood, as if something had tried to stop me from leaving. For weeks after that night, I couldn't sleep. My dreams were haunted by the faces I saw, by the voice on the radio. I even went back to check the route on my GPS, but the road didn't exist. It was like it had never been there. So, that's my story. I don't know what I encountered that night, and honestly, I don't want to know. But if you ever find yourself on an unfamiliar road, trust your instincts. Some shortcuts aren't worth taking. If this story gave you chills, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments. Would you have taken that shortcut, or would you have turned back the moment things got weird? I'll be reading your stories, so share your creepiest road trip experiences below. And as always, stay safe and stay scared.